I'm Chef Keita, and this is Tori. We both work in the Health and Wellness Department at the Food Bank of South Jersey. A $1 donation gives 3 people in South Jersey food. We're here at Hunger Bites because, quite frankly, hunger bites. But you know what? I'm a little thirsty. Tori, can I have some lemonade, please?
Here you go.
Tori, what are you doing?
It's the lemonade you ordered. Lemonade is 67 grams of sugar.
67 grams of sugar?
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
How did you figure how much sugar is in this lemonade?
Well, all you have to do is look at the nutrition label on the back and take the total sugars, divide by 4, and that gives you how many teaspoons are in the drink.
Oh, so this is the teaspoon amount that's in this lemonade. Fascinating.
Yeah.
So basically, just by looking at this, it's pretty much like half the bottle of lemonade is sugar.
And that's not a big bottle, too.
Oh my goodness. And what do you have here?
So we have a chocolate milk. You know, most people have it, in the breakfast in the morning. We think it's part of a healthy breakfast, but unfortunately, just in one serving of this chocolate milk is 6 teaspoons of sugar.
6 teaspoons. Oh goodness.
And this whole bottle is actually 2 servings. So if you drink the whole thing, you're getting 12 teaspoons.
Wait, 2 servings means 2 people are supposed to drink this?
Well, I feel like most people actually just drink the whole thing by themselves. So if you're drinking the whole thing by yourself, then you're getting double that, which would be about 12 teaspoons of sugar. Not exactly part of a healthy breakfast, I'd say.
Not at all. That is fascinating. Thanks for that insight. When I see you have some beverages over here, can you talk about these beverages?
I mean, unfortunately, this is, I think, pretty standard in most people's days, and most of these drinks are really just cups of sugar. I don't think people realize. Did you know that actually sugary beverages are the largest contributor of added sugars in the diet?
Oh my goodness. Added sugars. What are added sugars?
So there are sugars in things like fruits, milk. Those are called natural sugars. But then when you add sugars into processing, like most of these drinks, all the added sugars, that's what really contributes to diet-related disease, diabetes specifically.
Goodness. So you're saying, like grape juice, grapes already have sugar in them. So when you add the grapes to the drink, there's already sugar from the grapes added to that drink, and then the manufacturer actually adds more sugar to that drink, which is the added sugar line that you see in your nutrition label?
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I said, most of these drinks are really just cups of sugars when you look at them.
I see. I can't believe this. Even, I get apple juice all the time with my breakfast, but look how much sugar is in it. I just thought it was just straight. So can you get, what do you look for when you need just apple juice? I know, people at home would like to know, if they just want apple juice, just an apple, juice, apple juice, what do they look for on a label?
So you want to look for 100% apple juice or 100% fruit juice whenever you're getting juices in general. And really, juice is meant to be had in small portions. So I would stick to 4 to 6 ounce portions. What you can do is you can cut it with a little bit of water or a little bit of club soda, make kind of your own like fizzy soda with the juice. And that'll cut down a lot on the sugar. So you still get the healthy beverage, you still get a nice refreshing drink, but you're not drinking a cup of sugar like you see in front of.
Okay. And what do you recommend as the best drink?
I mean, I would just say water. Our body
Okay.
is mostly water. You really do need a lot of plain water throughout the day.
Yeah.
I know it's not the most exciting of beverages, but...
All right, well, speaking of not exciting, so what if someone, I know that I've heard people don't like the taste of water. So what can someone do if they're like, I hear Tori, I hear Chef Keita, trying to promote this water in our bodies because, it doesn't have any sugar, or, it helps our kidneys, it cleans our kidneys, right? But what can people do to flavor that water?
Well, you could take, as you see here, all these different fruit and combinations. You can take some cucumber and lime with maybe some fresh mint from the garden.
Nice.
You could take oranges and lemons and limes. Or as you see here, it's getting into the winter, it's almost Thanksgiving, so you have some cranberries, some orange, really refreshing drink, as you can see, and it looks so pretty.
Yeah, and I know that Tori used frozen cranberries, so if you have a recipe that you're making and you have a little bit of frozen fruit left over, put it in water, flavor your water. Also, if you are going to use some infused water and you're going to use maybe some citrusy fruits, you want to take that rind off if you're not going to drink the water within maybe a day. That rind could add a bitterness to your beverage here. But if you take that rind off and just add that fruit, you'll have a really delicious beverage. And that's for people that, maybe don't like the taste of water, or you might like the taste of water and just want to flavor it up a little bit. You could actually freeze it too. Freezing this type of water, put it in your ice tray, freeze it, put a little popsicle stick in there, give it to the children, and they'll love it. They won't even realize how healthy it is for them. Can we try some of these waters?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which one would you like?
I don't know. I'm thinking mint. I like that minty flavor.
Yeah.
It's actually early right now in the studio, so like that minty flavor. And I think it's one of those things where, you know how you brush your teeth and you kind of don't want to try, eat something afterwards. This mint water I think would do justice, right, for your breath. So let's try this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
and
good.
how long did you leave the fruit in?
I mean, you could just leave it in for a couple minutes, really. So we made this the night before, and it really gets a lot of the flavors that way. It kind of just has a little bit of time to sit and absorb. But really, just a couple minutes before. And you can leave this in the fridge for, at least a couple days, as long as it's covered with water.
Nice.
Just keep topping it off, and you have a nice, refreshing drink ready to go.
Yeah, and it's always one of those things when you go and you buy too much produce or too much fruit, and you're like, all right, we can't eat all this fruit. Put it in your water. Is there any other options? Maybe what if I'm really a soda drinker, and you're telling me to drink water, but I really like that fizzy carbonated beverage. How can I get that fix if I want if I want to drink healthier things but still have that carbonated beverage? What do you suggest?
Yeah, so you can take 100% fruit juice. Remember, we want to look for as natural sugars as possible. So 100% fruit juice, and take that with some club soda water. And you find that anywhere. They have all these different flavors these days. So if you cut a little bit of the juice with a little bit of the soda water, you still get that bubbly, refreshing, kind of soda feel, but it's not overloaded with sugar.
Nice. I love it. And thanks, Tori, for explaining all this and, revealing how much sugar is in these beverages. I mean, you guys can see at home, there's so much sugar in here, and her alternative is these infused waters. Add the seltzer water, drink it, give it to the children. Everyone will benefit from drinking, of course, more water. We're gonna take a quick commercial break now. When we come back, we're gonna make a delicious meal for you guys. See you soon.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
trucks built for fun. Legendary rock and roll clubs.
This is how we do it. Hippity hop.
Casinos by the ocean.
Hippity hop.
Now that's New Jersey. 130 miles of beautiful beaches, solid rock, and everything in between.
Look in the window.
Now that's New Jersey.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Chef Keita again. I have my friend Tori here with me, and we're gonna make a delicious pot pie. But first, I actually wanna show you how to properly cut an onion. So how many people have gotten an onion, right? And so the bottom is the root end. You wanna keep that on. So remember, keeping this part intact. So I'm gonna cut the beginning part of the onion and have it flat down. See that?
And why do you keep the top part intact?
So it can stay together. So while we're doing all this cutting, you'll see that it stays together. And this is an easy way to take that skin off. Have you ever tried to take skin off of an onion and it's just kind of difficult? And you're like, oh my goodness, I can't get the skin off. Well, this is the easier way to take it off. Once you take that one end off and leave that root end intact.
Yeah, that comes off really clean.
It does. It comes off really clean. And this is a good way that you can dice your onion. So you want to keep it flat. You always want to keep it on a flat surface. You want to use the claw method. We learned that in culinary school. You put your thumb behind your forefingers. You're kind of guiding your knife with your fingers. But for now, we're going to cut a little bit through the middle. Be careful because, of course, knives are sharp. And then you're going to take few dices this way, a few clean cuts that way. And then by the time you cut it this way, look at that, already diced up.
That's so easy.
It's so easy to do. See that?
And no tears.
And no tears. Well, Tori, you know there's a surefire way to have no tears. You know what the surefire way to have no tears?
No, do tell me.
It's contacts.
Oh.
If you wear contacts, it's a natural barrier. Well, not natural, but it's a barrier. It's a barrier between your eyes where, you won't tear up. But we already have some onions already started in this pot here. I just wanted to show you guys how to cut an onion. So we're gonna put all this in our little trash. But if you notice here in my pot, I have some onions already simmering with a little bit of butter.
Smells good, amazing.
Oh, sauteed onions, I swear, wakes the house up. If I'm cooking sauteed onions, everyone wakes up from, wherever they're sleeping, and they're just like, what are you cooking? And it's really just onions. How about that? So to these onions, I'm actually gonna add some flour. This is considered what is considered in the technical term is a roux. So we use a roux to kind of thicken whatever we're doing. So we're going to be adding some liquid to this, and the flour will help thicken whatever liquid we're adding. So I have, which is a cup of broth. I actually used vegetable broth. Feel free to use chicken broth, there's beef broth. If you don't have broth, feel free to use water. Also, if you want to flavor your water, maybe with a bouillon, you can. But for whatever reason, don't feel like you have to have the broth. You can always have just water. This is some milk. Again, if you don't have milk, just add any type of cream you might have. If you don't, feel free to just add more broth or water.
It's coming together really fast.
Oh yeah, this is a very simple, quick recipe that anyone can do at home. And then I have some mixed vegetables. I actually have canned mixed vegetables. There's potato in here. Peas and celery. With these onions and everything in here, it's gonna work out beautifully.
And you can use whatever you have, right?
Oh yeah, definitely use whatever you have. So if you just let it kind of sit in there, it will thicken up. And then you want to flavor it with whatever you have. I honestly do not like using salt in my meals, so I use a lot of garlic. I don't know if there's a meal I make without garlic, actually.
It's pretty much the start of every dish I cook too.
Yeah, garlic, some pepper. You want to bring this to a good little boil. That way that it can thicken up. I use pepper. Another thing is curry. I like to use curry.
And pot pie. It sounds
And
interesting.
pot pie, yep. I actually add chicken, if you have leftover chicken. You can add chicken to this. You can actually just keep stirring it, heating up those fillings in there. And what we have over here, which I'll show you, is store-bought pie crust. So you have store-bought pie crust. These ran, I believe, like 89 cents for two. So, if you have an extra pie crust, if you, go to the store and just get one pie crust, what I do actually is just use one pie crust. If you want to have a bottom to your pot pie, of course, put your filling inside your pie crust here and then add your top pie crust. We try to keep it intact, but anyone out there knows, working with dough, they have their own kind of mind. They do what they pretty much want to do for the most part. But take it out just like that. I'm going to fill the pie filling, or the pot pie filling inside here, and then top it only with the one pie crust. So that's a way that, if you only have one pie crust, just know that it's okay. And you can just put the one pie crust on and it'll be perfectly fine.
And if you can't find pie crust, what else can you use?
Well, I used puff pastry. I've used biscuits.
Oh.
Guys, biscuits is very easy to use, very affordable. Of course, you can make your own if you'd like, but yeah, it's an easy way. You see this is getting thicker and it's looking more pot pie filling. And like I said, if you want to add chicken to this or any kind of protein you have in your cabinets, especially leftovers, if you have some chicken left over from the night before, add this to this. I'm actually going to turn my heat off because this looks like it's ready. Add the pie filling to your pan. If it's too hot, of course, put it down. And I think I will put it down for now. So just add your pie filling to it. Like I say, if you want to put a bottom pie crust, put the bottom pie crust. If you just want the top pie crust, that's fine too. But for whatever reason, do what you have. Use what you have, I should say. Use what you have at your house. Like I said, I used 2 cans of mixed vegetables. If you want, you could just use a can. If you want, you can, use whatever vegetable you like. If you want to use fresh vegetables, leftover vegetables, whatever you like. But it is one way to get those vegetables in that you do need, right? Tori, you do need some vegetables in your day, right?
Very important, try to get it in every meal whenever possible.
Yes.
And this is a great way to kind of sneak them in. So if you have any picky eaters in the family, I guarantee with all that deliciousness inside there, you won't even taste them.
Right, so you want to put your pie crust on top here. Now, I like to do the fork method where you kind of fork it. Let's see if we can find a fork real quick. Thank you, Tori. There you go. And you just put your fork down. You kind of go like this. I mean, certain people, they like to put aluminum foil on the ends of it just so it won't burn. But I think this pie, because it cooks up so fast, you're really only cooking the crust at this point, and then the egg that we're going to put on the pie in a second. It goes really fast, and you won't need that aluminum foil. But you just go all the way around like so. You do want to slit or cut a slit right in the middle.
And why is that?
This is to keep the air, because there's air that comes underneath the pie, and you don't want it to explode. Who wants to clean that mess up, right? So you cut a little slit at the top, and then that way the air can escape through that slit. And of course, if you get into your professional, bag, then you can put, a little leaf at the top or whatever, your grandma used to do, right? So this is a little egg wash. It's just some egg and water. We're gonna put it on our fingers. If you have a paintbrush, use your paintbrush. If you have, some gloves, you wanna put your glove on. If you don't have gloves, use your fingers. I do suggest putting the pie on a cookie sheet because it can get, it can be a little messy. Ooh, put a little too much on there.
You're just
All right,
excited.
let's see, yeah. See if we can spread it out a little bit.
And what's the egg wash do, Kita?
It browns. It browns the crust.
So it looks all picture perfect?
It looks picture perfect. And we do this, or I do this, because I was in love with those frozen pot pies. Who doesn't like the frozen pot pie, right? But when I looked at the nutrition label, you know how many milligrams of salt was in the pot pie? It was like 900 in the little old frozen pot pie. It's like 900 milligrams. Gotta keep saying that. Milligrams, not grams, milligrams of salt, of sodium in your pot pie. As you noticed here, I didn't add any salt to this recipe, right?
No.
But there is salt in the crust. Guess how much salt is in the crust?
400.
70.
Whoa.
70, from 900 with my little individual frozen pot pie to 70 milligrams
The whole
of
thing.
salt. So we can keep down the salt intake by making this, and like I said, pop it in the oven for 30 minutes. You'll have a pot pie, and feeds a whole family, right? All right, so we're gonna pop it in the oven, and when we come back, we'll show you the final product. We'll talk about the infused water one more time, and wrap up the show, okay? So come back.
Your New Jersey trip at visitnj.org. Waves of fun. Nights of excitement. And a trail of memories. Now that's New Jersey.
This plus this equals this plus this and this. Don't drink and drive.
Listen, what will make your event simply beautiful? Is it your attire, your decorations, your entertainment? Well, join me, Alicia Simone, as I chat with some amazing vendors and clientele who will share their stories and images and their experiences. Right here on RVN TV, Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. and Wednesday at 4 p.m. It will be simply beautiful. See you then.
Hi, welcome back to Hunger Bites. Earlier I showed you how to make a pot pie. I got it out the oven. It's nice and brown. Look at it. Looks just like the frozen ones you would get in the store, right?
I think it looks better, actually.
Well, thank you, Tori. And it's actually better for you. I talked about how much sodium was in those frozen pot pies. Those frozen pot pies have over 900. If you look, I just want to challenge you guys to just look at the back of your pot pie and look at the sodium line and find out how much sodium is in that pot pie. And this one, like I said already, 70 milligrams of pot pie, okay? Pot pie. 70 milligrams of sodium. So I'm gonna cut a piece for Tori so she could try this pot pie out here.
Excited.
Again, I don't have a bottom crust. It's only the top crust here. But if you, oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells delicious. There we go.
Been waiting for this all day.
Oh, you have you? So let me know how you like it, or if you don't like it, or whatever you think about it. Yeah? Yeah. And again, it was just the, what do we have? The chicken, or, well, no, we have vegetable broth, but you can have chicken broth, the milk, 2 cans of vegetables, and flour and butter. And I did add some onion to that, right? And that's it. And you have a healthy meal for the family that has less sodium, and then you have healthy beverages, right? Tori, did you want to explain these beverages one more time?
Yeah, so you can take regular water, which is so good for you, it's so important, and you can flavor it with whatever fruit you have on hand, anything that maybe is going bad soon, anything that's in season. So we have some cranberry and orange, we have cucumber and mint, and then we have orange, lemon, and lime. And these are just a couple combinations. There's so many things you can do.
Oh yeah, and very tasty, very tasty. And I just want to let you guys know at the Food Maker South Jersey, we have a new program called Prevent T2, which is a Prevent Diabetes Type 2 Diabetes course. Completely free. It's a year-long program. We're looking for 100 participants. In a second here, you're going to see the website that you can sign up. If you guys will all sign up for this program, you can help to either prevent or delay your type 2 diabetes. So if your doctor has told you that you may have, or you are pre-diabetic, go to the site and you can sign up, register today at FBSJ also. So you can go to fbsj.org, sign up there, or contact me, Chef Keita, and I can let you know how to sign up for other programs too that we have at Food Maker South Jersey. So Tori, I think we're done for the day. What do you think?
Thanks for having me. Everything was delicious.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you all for coming to help Hunger Bites right now. We are really in the need right now for donations. $1, like I said earlier, feeds about 3 people in the South Jersey region. So again, thank you for coming to Hunger Bites, because quite frankly, hunger bites. See you next time.